Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here at Homestead for the season finale in the second season of the NRSL Aces Republic of Gamers Truck Series. After 13 races, it's time to crown a champion, and for the third straight week, I am joined by another in the booth. This time, NRSL VP Charles Sandfer. How you doing, Charles?
Doing good. Figured I'd like the cup race at Homestead just as much, so I would join you for the trucks as well.
Yep, and we're about, I think we're in January now. Yeah, I lose track of the days. Two months after the Cup Series finale, and even though it's not an even points amount, Johnny Gardner comes in with a chance to win the Truck Series championship as well. So he is 40 points back of points leader James Qualls. Continuing, I thought I was going to get some commentary there.
Oh, sorry. I didn't.
Awkward silence here in the booth. We're not on the same page. We'll go to the starting lineup before we look at the rest of the points. Sam Oskin on the pole for the race tonight, or today evening. Emmanuel Hartnett second. In row two are the two most consistent qualifying drivers. I think the last few weeks we've got Philip Goldberg starting third for the second week in a row. And after having three straight poles, Jonathan Zolan is going to end the season starting in fourth. Even though he will not be in the fight, his finishes have not matched his starting positions. In row 3, we've got Dylan Young and Gatlin Downey. Row 4, we've got Colin Phillips and John Nunn. And in row 5 is Diego Yepes and Joshua Sakuli. And as everyone knows, this man right here, James Qualls, has been the man to beat 2 weeks in a row with those W's. After Texas, it got him 1 point within the points lead, and after the bad luck to many of the top 10 last week at Pensacola, it has given him a 26-point lead over Zach Rogers. So with Qualls starting in 36, we've got Cole Deaver starting 35th. Deaver sits third in the points, 31 behind Qualls. He's going to need it to pass a lot of trucks if he wants to get away from the 15. Looking at the rest of our 6 drivers in range, Zach Rogers is one of them. He's second in the point standings. Right behind him on the inside line in 19th is Charles Jackson, who sits 6th in points, 46 back. Will need the most help he can. Winning the race is the only way he's going to be able to pass James Qualls with the way points gained works. He can either gain 49 or 45, so he needs to get to the front, lead the most laps, and win the race as the command has just been given to start engines.
Well, that's the good news, I guess, for Jackson, because he's got the easiest way of knowing.
It's win or not win at all. Jackson's lone win on the season goes back to North Wilkesboro. And looking at our other championship drivers, we have the man himself, Charles Sandfer, in the 8 truck, who sits 4th in the points, 34 behind James Qualls. And then we talked about Johnny Gardner being 40 points back. So, Charles, this is a lot shorter race than we had the Cup Series drivers. Last season, this race kind of turned into a fuel strategy race because we had everyone pit around lap 31 to 33, and then, if my memory is correct, only one driver stretched it on fuel, and that was the 7 of Keith Rich, and we saw something similar like that happen earlier in the season at Denver, where Audra Baranauskas in the 21 truck was the only driver to stretch it on a one-stop race.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if it plays out the same way. Qualls obviously has the easiest job here tonight. Probably just survive is his goal.
Yep, starting 36 as the green flag waves, and everyone's pretty much close to him from Zach Rogers in 17th on back, so really everyone in front of him's got to do the same work he's got to do to keep that 26-point gap in range.
And already just, oh, okay, so this is going to be basically like normal plate track Homestead.
Now they have to lift a little bit there, but the bottom's going to come into play here as
I
Philip
was more meaning the
Goldberg.
side by side all the way through the field.
Oh, just like Texas, you know, Texas, we had the same thing. So we're going to see a lot of people get runs here, but they still
Okay,
got
so
to
we're just gonna have
lift.
to watch for, make sure that they don't go 4 wide. I mean, they'll be able to make 3 wide work. It's gonna be 4 wide. It's gonna be the issue if they haven't managed to get that far.
Yep, and Oskin's doing a good job. That top line's working for him good, and we're going to go 4 wide, apparently.
Yeah, because I obviously didn't just mention not to do that.
And they were 4 wide for a brief moment. Oh, and they're actually
Oh,
wrecking off at
trouble!
turn 4.
There's a green truck about the middle of the field.
And that was right back where James Qualls was. And if he got involved in that accident, then, well, this could be very, very interesting. Let's see. Jesse Turner's involved. His night is already over.
Oh, so that wasn't title worthy though. So there's the green truck we saw spinning, and I think we had a secondary.
Yes, we did, and that was Tony Green on the bottom. And he got towed. He got stuck on the apron, and I think Bishop might have been involved. I see Qualls there in 37th. Can't tell from this angle if he's got damage, but we'll take a look at the replay to find out just exactly what happened here on lap 2. And it looks like the caution is going to be caused by the 50 of Sam Young. Just gets too close to the bumper of the 40 of Nathan Hudson here. I guess they're basically 4 wide at this point, mid-corner.
I guess you could say it, yeah. I mean, 40 could have gone up a little bit higher. Probably just miscommunication with the spotters here and a little bit of over-aggressiveness by Sam Young.
And Jesse Turner nowhere to go. And they're both going to slam the wall hard, especially Turner. And you see Deaver barely misses it. There's Bishop. Oh, Bishop gets into Qualls. So Qualls is involved in this incident.
So that changes a lot of what we were thinking, because we were thinking during the break that the Qualls this was gonna help Qualls because gonna get to free choice of line basically now. But oh boy, that changes a little bit.
I don't really see any big damage on the right side, so he might be fine. But something happened with the 11 of Tony Green after they had taken the caution flag. So let's see what happens here. We see the 8 of Sandfer in the middle between the 11 and the 5. How about that? 5, 8, 11. Oh, that was actually spinning in front of him. That's Ace Rogers and Joshua Sekuli. And Zach Rogers is right there.
And Green's going to have nowhere to go.
And Zach Rogers actually is going to clip Joshua Sekuli, so even more championship implications there. And there's where Green got clamped in. And Sam Young is going to make contact. Can't see anything there. There we go. So James Qualls and Zach Rogers possibly with damage. Don't see a lot of hood damage there on the 3 truck. He might be all right, but we'll take an onboard with James Qualls. Right in on board with the 15. And with that, we'll take you to the restart. Getting ready to go back green flag racing. We'll have 61 to go. Everyone's probably going to be able to make it one more stop, but with Jesse Turner retiring from the race, that has eliminated Charles Jackson from being able to win this championship. He needed to win, and he needed to Qualls to finish last. So that is one less driver James Qualls has to worry about here. Tony Green going to finish 39th, and RJ Bishop is a lap down now. That's 2 points out. I'm just checking here. Gardner coming in was 40 back, so Gardner is still alive. But they basically need Qualls to finish 37th. Hartnett's going to be your leader coming to the restart. Dylan Young will be second. Phillips third. Yepes, Oskin, Goldberg, Sorlin, Mike Turner, Jessica Shelton, and Jonathan Wong. That is your top 10.
Great restart there for Hartnett. Got a full truck length there over second place.
Looking for our championship contenders there. Zach Rogers was involved in the secondary incident, yes. I should know that word choice. Charles Jackson sits in 24th place. Deaver 29th. Gardner 35th, Rogers 36th, and Qualls is 32nd. And there's a huge split. Someone have a problem? And it's the 88 truck. It's the 88 truck. So 88 clearly off pace, holding up a lot of people. 8's going to get by here.
And it looks like there's a little bit of separation at the back of the pack too.
And it looks like the 3 of Zach Rogers has some motor damage like the 88 truck, so that might knock him out. But they are about to go 3 wide here with Qualls on the bottom.
So Qualls with a nice move there on the restart, because we said he was 32nd. That's going to put him up in probably top 20 now.
He gained a lot of positions. You see Gardner getting held up. Borderline just got wrecked by Fitzwater as Deaver's
and they're
there.
4 wide. They were 4 wide trying to get around the 88.
As we said though, the 3 truck got damage that he did not want. Meanwhile, Qualls' truck was, or is, completely fine.
At least certainly looked like it.
There is a big gap from 8th to 9th, about a second. And as we mentioned, Qualls made it all the way up to 22nd because of that.
Okay, so I was close. I said top 20. I was a little bit off.
John Nunn leads this secondary pack. They are, I think, in range to get some draft. Maybe not.
Well, especially if they start battling up here, I think they could.
They are battling side by side here. That's Dylan Young and Oskin going for the lead. We mentioned Sorlin being able to qualify up front, but not finish up front. Texas had the best truck. Got shuffled back near the end of the race. Last week he got in the big one. Papyrus, while getting the pole, he had the worst pit stall. I don't even remember where he finished in that race. But now tonight, he's looking for win number 2 on the season.
It would be interesting to see. Let's see. I'm trying to think of certain things we could look at. Where's Dylan Young, our hometown guy, at right now?
He's actually right here.
Oh, is he? I didn't know which number he was.
And 29 in the truck series is the Floridian driver of Dylan Young, though he is originally from somewhere in Indiana. But he's riding behind Oskin here, side by side with Phillips. Those two battle for third, while Oskin and Sorlin battle for the lead. Pretty even side by side racing, and it has allowed John Nunn to draft up. You can see McIntyre and the others are stringing out, but they are going to catch up, and this is going to get interesting.
Well, they were only running a 180 mile an hour pace lap here.
It's pretty much.
As I say, that's 3 wide for 5th.
3 wide for 5th between Yepes Goldberg, the defending champion, who is not going to be able to capture that crown again, and Emmanuel Hartnett. Hartnett will fall back behind the 54. And Sorlin.
And now we've got a 9 truck pack.
Indeed we do. John Nunn has caught up. Sorlin is still having problems clearing Oskin. And he's going to be able to get by. And
so now top 2 single file.
Indeed, but Oskin will probably not make short work. Actually, Phillips is going to be the one looking to his inside.
Well, that one might be a little bit harder of a move because Oscon's going to be able to draft with Zorline down the straightaways, it looks like, because Zorline's moving up high off the turns. So. Indeed
it did, and Phillips had to fall back in line. But now John Nunn has connected. Levi McIntyre is coming up. Gatlin Downey, Alexander Rowe, and others will string their way towards the pack, as now Oskin again going to go for the lead, as Yepes will go to the inside of Phillips.
Some good battling up here at the front so far. You'd think that these guys would kind of thought to just go single file a little bit and just work together, but obviously not. The ego's just kind of setting in a little bit.
Yep, and John Nunn has already made short work of Philip Goldberg, sending him back, as McIntyre will now move to the inside of the 54 truck. So John Nunn trying to work his way through the top 10 here and get towards the front.
So far so good. 54 is trying to follow him through a little bit as well. Or maybe not.
Now Yepes, I think. 99. Yepes will go for the lead there, but we're going to look for defending race winner Keith Rich. Currently on the outside of Johnny Gardner, you got Cole Deaver right there in this picture, Charles Sandfer in this picture, and there's the 15 to James Qualls behind the 5 of Danny Jones.
Oh, he's passed even more people then.
It might just be that they're all single file, and it looks like he has. But they are trying to keep up. You can see there's kind of that.
Depends where he's running, because last we saw he was 22nd.
I believe Jones is side by side with Flickinger for 17th, so he is battling for 19th with Nate Rogers here.
So he's moved up a couple spots since the last time.
So with Zach Rogers off pace back in 33rd.
And we already know Deaver and Sandfer are both behind Qualls.
And
Gardner.
Gardner's right there in the 51 behind them as well.
So right now Qualls doing what he needs to do. He doesn't even need to go and advance any farther. You can just keep him behind him at this point.
Yep. What they want to see is they want to see Qualls get very far back and finish near the back. But right now, the worst he could finish with being up to speed is 32nd place. And ooh, Jackson kind of dive bombed him there.
Well, I guess they didn't tell him that he's eliminated from title contention yet, did they?
I don't think you want to tell the driver that. I think you still want him to go out there with all his focus and go win that race.
Tell him he's already eliminated, then that's all he's got to go after is the win.
Jackson to the inside of Qualls. That's gonna maybe let Sandfer get by. It's kind of close right now.
Well, they're still side by side, so that door's still gonna be at least open for him. And the 2 wasn't going all the way up to the wall to give the 15 any draft down the backstretch, so.
Deed and Deaver now you can see trying to hold off Shelton. Funny enough, with Deaver and Gardner being in contention for this championship, if Sorlin was still in points range, we would have had 3 of the Cup Final 4 running for the title. Seth Cole opted not to run in the series. However, we do have 2 of the 4, being the 07 and the 51. But it looks like James Qualls is the favorite for this championship.
Well, he had the best odds, and he's definitely just he can put it on cruise control at this point.
He's gonna fall back a little bit here, but still very tough with it. It's gonna be very tough since all these guys have to gain positions. So we'll go back up to the front. Yepes has taken the race lead.
And look who's in 4th.
And John Nunn has made it up to 4th. Now he's going to try to get by Oskin for 3rd.
And 99, who is in that secondary pack, is also up here looking for a spot in the top 5.
It looks like a lot of those guys from that secondary pack have worked their way into the top 5. You can see Levi McIntyre, RJ Reynolds in the 68. But now Dylan Young and Yepes battle side by side. And if my memory is correct, I could be mistaken. I don't remember for sure if Yepes is from Florida or not, but I could be thinking of somebody else.
I wouldn't be able to tell you, sorry.
I might be. I think I'm thinking of somebody else from the year before, but regardless, Dylan Young, Florida driver, trying to go get this one here at Homestead. It would be his 3rd of the season if he could get it done.
Plus the rare feat of someone actually winning their home track. Doesn't actually happen that often.
It really doesn't.
Kind of funny if you think about it. Let's see what we got in the back half there. Let's see. Oh, 52 going for the lead now.
52's going for the lead. Let's see if we can find James Qualls. He was on the top. He's back to the bottom now.
Oh, and he's past the 8 truck.
He's trying to pass the 8 truck. The 07, the 51 are right there behind them. So we've got all 4 of our contention drivers here in one picture. And unless they were,
that was a final 4.
Yeah, if only it was
tied.
If it was a final 4, well, at that, Gardner and Charles Jackson would never have been mentioned.
True.
It would have been the 15, the 3, the 07, and the 8.
Still would have had 3 right there together.
Think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still would have had 3 of them right there together battling for the spot, so. As it is, Qualls with a 26-point lead, like I said, on cruise control, basically.
And this is when having such a big points lead and everyone else can't seem to get it together to beat you, being in 23rd is perfectly fine.
Yeah, what was his where was the spot though? If he finished higher than that, no matter what, no one could have caught him. Just curious.
I got to do the math in my head actually.
26 back to second. That's the gap.
26 back to second was Rogers, but Rogers is out of range, so the next driver to look at would be
31.
Deaver.
Would have been 31 back.
Deaver's 31 points back. Fifth in points is 2 more than fifth. Third is 5 more than fifth. Second is 8 more than fifth. And the winner is 12 more than fifth, plus the lap led is 13. If you lead the most, that's 14, but so we'll go with 13. So 14 to 6th, 15 to 7th, 16 to 8th, 17 to 9th, and 18th to 10th. So 20th is 28. So 23rd would be 31.
So it was literally 23rd or better would have been to clinch over Deaver.
Yes, 23rd or better would be to clinch, because even if Deaver won, based on the tiebreaker, Qualls would break it with his 2 wins since Deaver has 0.
Okay, so that's worth keeping an eye on if Deaver ever actually gets up to the front. So.
Yeah, so as long as Qualls is 23rd or better, he's got nothing to worry about. And he's actually 20th now. Nope, 23rd. We had a scoring error there. So Gardner's right behind him. Deaver's right, two trucks in front. And Sandfer's battling with the 7 behind. As now it looks like everyone's got in the pack. In fact, Dylan Young has fallen outside the top 10, as has the 52. And the 99's close. We see Goldberg has fallen out. Danny Jones has made it up here. Mohammed Connor in the 13. James Ellison in the 20. And the leader is now the 68 of RJ Reynolds, who coming into the race tonight sits 38th in points, with 1 top 10 to his name.
Wow.
And speaking of top 10s, the 17 and the 31 have 0 top 10s on the season.
Wow.
So finding them.
I've never had that happen where someone actually got to the finale with 0 top 10.
Sekuli has, it's 36, nowhere close. And Turpin is at the back of the pack. But
I did have Sam Young come close last year, but even he got before the finale, so.
Well, this is a 14 race season. You know, I would have thought, especially considering it's the trucks, that we'd have everybody with the top 10, but that's not the case. So we see Sorlin trying to battle Ellison for 3rd, but you can't, at this point in the stage of tire where second and a half, a fall off, very hard to get to someone's inside right at the entry of the corner. You already got to be there on the straightaway. You see Sorlin can't even get there. So drivers that save their tires are coming into play here. We should see green flag pit stops within 5 laps.
I was going to say, it looks like it's somewhat close to a 30 up there in the small print I'm seeing.
Lap 33 of 67 coming to 34. Everyone pit on lap 3 under that caution. So based on what I've seen people pit on, we should see someone.
Truck.
Yep, we should see someone pit on lap 36 at the earliest, as they are indeed catching Nathan Hudson.
I forgot that with that caution, that'll take fuel strategy completely out of the question, yeah. Or at least it should. We'll see. It might not, but it should take fuel mileage out of the consideration for it. So
you gotta remember that if they were Cup cars, pitting early like what we saw Cole Deaver do in the Cup race would be kind of worth it. But these are trucks, and trucks are really dependent on draft. So there's really no point pitting early.
Well, it depends if you can get some friends. I mean, there's probably some people scrambling up and down pit lane trying to see if there was someone that wanted to pit early.
Ellison's looking
at least definitely around you on track.
Ellison looked for second, but like I said, with the tire where you can't really make a move on entry, he's going to be able to make a move mid-corner. But mid-corner is really the only place where you can floor your truck up to someone.
Well, but if he can stay there, he was going to be able to use the lap truck as a pick, but not able to.
Sorlin is actually, I think, the one who's going to get stuck here.
Well, even he's gotten clear. Looks like it might be the 13, actually.
Yep. Or actually, no. I think Sorlin's staying out. I think we got people pitting.
Including the 40. Okay. Wow.
The 40 was the one pitting.
That was a bad spot to have been on the track. 51's pitting, I think, is an orange truck back there.
Saw that. That was Johnny Gardner. So Gardner pits by himself. I said I thought this was a bad idea, but when you're that far back,
throwing the Hail Mary, maybe.
Well, when you're that far back in the pack, you also got to remember that Zach Rogers is pitting too. You got to remember that when you pit that far back in the pack, if you pit with a giant pack, you're gonna get held up big time. Oh, and they're actually wrecking. Charles Jackson's
that
around.
Been the reason to stay out.
And Gardner is going to be trapped a lap down now. Ellison pits, Sorlin pits. Deaver's on pit road. That might not help Deaver. Well, Deaver actually might get out here as the leader unless the leaders come back all the way around. Nope, the pace truck's going to get them. So
this is going to be close because if they get picked up by the pace truck on pit exit, then they'll still be tail end of the lead lap.
Oh,
they still have to beat the pace truck.
They're all the way back here. This could really change things for Cole Deaver. We were talking about how Deaver needed to finish 23. Well, James Qualls needs to finish 23rd
to lock out Deaver.
If Deaver were to be winning the race, and I think all these drivers are going to make it out. So Deaver won't be the first one of them.
I don't even see the pace truck back there yet. So
I don't even know. I'm pretty sure Gardner got lapped though. So everyone else is going to come down. We're going to see what happened to the 4 Charles Jackson.
And there's the confirmation.
Oh, what is the 3 truck doing? I'm wondering if the 3 truck hit the start-finish line before he got to his pit stall, because otherwise he would not be allowed to do such a thing. So the 3 truck gets to stay on the lead lap, but the 51's not so lucky.
Whoops.
So, that is pit stall selection for you at its finest. Let's see what happened to the 4. Alright, here we go. This is what we're looking at, and I'm guessing the 4 wanted to pit, but he was up top 3 wide.
Probably going to be the 39 didn't pit, and that's going to be where the contact's going to start.
Yep, he was trying to pit, and tink, sideswiped them right around. And James Qualls was right behind Keith Rich. You know, that 4 truck was any lower, that could have really hurt James Qualls.
Oh, man.
Everyone's going to get by. And that's just insult to injury for Jackson, because he's no longer in range for the championship, and now he gets spun trying to pit. I think he still went down. I'm not sure if he got caught.
Yeah, he still pit. I don't think anyone that pit was going to be trapped a lot down, at least on this lap.
Yep, and that really benefited the 07 of Cole Deaver, so we'll see if Deaver's able to get up there for the lead, and if James Qualls gets shuffled to the back. With that said, we'll go to the race restart. All right, we're getting ready to go back racing. No, Johnny Gardner is not your leader. He's 34th. He's tail end. Nathan Hudson is a lap down on the bottom. So is RJ Bishop in the 88. Sam Young and Ace Rogers, we know, have damaged trucks, and they are on the tail end of the lead lap. Now, the following drivers pit coming to the caution flag. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to get penalties or not, depending where they were on the commitment line. So James Ellison is your leader, Muhammad Connor 2nd, Nate Rogers 3rd, Sorlin 4th, Yepes 5th, Cole Deaver is 6th, Shelton 7th, John Nunn 8th, Jeff Bright 9th, and Phillips 10th. We go all the way back to the 68, or actually no, the 4. The 68 made it out of pit road under caution before the 3, and then the 3 is the separator for everyone else. So RJ Reynolds maybe with the best shot to win this race.
And I'm actually shocked. Zach Rogers just basically got out of the way from everyone.
The 88 we know.
Protected the inside.
88 is very slow, and Deaver's going to be able to get by here, I think.
Yeah, he will, and then it's going to be a question of who else does the 88 block.
James Qualls is very far back. I actually want to see where he restarted. And he restarted in 22nd. So, as we stated, 23rd or better. for the 15 to win the title.
And I believe he's on that inside line.
He is indeed. So Zach Rogers just about wrecked the 88 truck.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. 2 damaged trucks and then the inside line.
And Rogers will get by, but we know the 3 is off pace too, but not as bad as the 88. But there goes James Qualls. Sandfer's on the bottom as well in the 8 truck, so he's chasing the 15, but he needs a lot more help. He needs Qualls to be even farther back. So we'll just watch everybody here as they strangle out, because this is probably where the caution would occur if we're going to have one. So Keith Rich is probably not going to be able to win this race again. A borderline 4 wide there because of Jonathan Wong. And that is going to do it there. Bishop will get cleared. And Oskin, who restarted 16th, fell way back.
But you're saying there's a chance for Deaver.
There's a chance, and Qualls got stuck up top. Might have something to do with the 3 truck.
It's gonna be interesting, the fact that Pitts are 1 caution is probably gonna end up turning this all in its head, because we honestly did not see there being any good title fight on this, but now that caution we do.
And the big thing to remember here is that these trucks can pass up people a lot easier when the rubber is fresh. When the rubber gets worn, it's a lot harder to pass. So right now Qualls is 20th. He can't lose more than 3 spots, but lucky for him, Rogers is holding up the 94 truck.
Oh, well, that's good.
Up
Good for
ahead,
Qualls, at least.
Sandfer 16th is going to pass Hudson. We know Hudson is off pace.
Isn't Hudson also... Hudson's a lap down, though.
Hudson
so that
is a
wasn't
lap
even
down,
good.
yes. And where is Cole Deaver? He is on the top.
Yeah, top side there, so...
Top of 3 wide. Not what he needs to be doing. He needs to get up there for the lead as Mohammed Connor is putting Johnny Gardner a lap down.
Well, so Rip Gardner.
Also got to
He
remember
tried.
we got to remember the 19 truck here and the 50 truck are laps down, and they are off pace. So they are being roadblocks in a way.
Yeah, that too.
So one wrong dive bomb and we'll have another Sam Young turning the truck. Maybe it'll be Sam Young getting turned that time though.
I was going to say, that probably would be the other way around, though, and he'd be getting his karma.
And I just spotted Hudson is holding up James Qualls.
Oh. So that could be interesting then on how far back Qualls falls.
We also got to remember though that in the order for Deaver, that there's 13 points to gain going from 5th to 1st. There's 2 from 4th to 5th, another 3 to 3rd, another 3 to 2nd, and then 4 to the lead, plus the lap you're going to lead obviously, so it's technically 5. So if Deaver were to finish 5th, being 31 points out of Qualls, Qualls would have to finish 36th, and that's not going to happen because Qualls is under power and will most likely not fall a lap down. He would need Qualls to fall out of the race completely. Now he's 26th place now, settling in, as Deaver has fallen to 10th.
Oh yeah, but if Qualls can't make up any ground, Deaver's going to have a lot more guys in front of him to be able to easily overtake. If he can at least get to the bottom.
The good thing for Qualls right now is that he is single file, so they're getting a lot of draft. They're catching Ace Rogers and Sam Young, who are side by side surprisingly, so that's not good for anyone back here.
Yeah, and on the inside line to boot.
Now they might be more up to speed than I thought.
At least definitely the 50.
They are falling back. I think they're just about a tenth or 2 off pace.
I think it's just on the straightaways too. It looks like they're up to speed in the corner.
Deaver is here, but look who's climbing up the front. The 8 of Charles Sandfer.
Just slowly.
Now, Sandfer needs to gain 34 points, so Qualls would need to finish 26th to beat him. Actually, wait. that is a tricky scenario there, because if Sandfer were to win the race, that would be his second win to Qualls' second win. And that would mean we would go to top fives, and Qualls has got it easily 5-3. So
which would be 4 with a win, but yeah.
So
24.
So 26 for Qualls to beat Sandfer, 23rd to beat Deaver, depending who gets to the lead, if either of them get to the lead, and one more position down for the other to win the championship. So that's what we're looking at here.
We're looking at the idea of a tie.
We're looking at the idea of a tiebreaker. Yes, this James Ellison and Jessica Shelton fight for the lead.
Which that tie might actually be a possibility, because that's going for 3rd.
And now it's going to be a 3-wide move on Gardner.
Gardner a lap down, though.
Yep, Gardner is a lap down truck, but he's keeping up the pace here. Sandfer's going to go up to 3rd. We'll look at our standing tracker. Qualls sits 23rd. So if Sandfer can get to the lead, he needs James Qualls to get past.
He makes it interesting. If
4 drivers.
Lead, he makes it interesting.
It makes it interesting. It sure does. Jonathan Zorland's also up here.
Well, hello. Going for the lead.
No, not just quite
Wasn't
there yet.
Quite there yet.
Side by side with the 98 truck. John Nunn's still up top 3 wide. Qualls is still 23rd. Deaver has fallen to 17th, so that lucky pit stop break has gone out the window. But here we go, Sandfer to the inside of James Ellison. Trying to pull an Andrew Rich.
I think Ellison led the lap. So.
He did. Sandfer trying to pull an Andrew Rich. Andrew Rich won the season opener in the Cup Series and then won the season finale, which was at Daytona and Homestead. Same thing here in the Truck Series is what Sandfer's trying to do. Rich did not win the title, but Sandfer might have a shot to do that.
Probably not going to happen here either.
But there it is.
Though, new leader.
New leader is the 8 of Charles Sandfer. He will lead this lap. So, as I said, 26th place.
Where does Qualls finish?
It's got to be. It's got to be 26th place for James Qualls. I'm pretty sure my math is right here. I hope. We don't have enough laps.
It's gonna get close enough.
I don't think we have enough laps for the 8 to lead the most laps. But he's pulling. Look at this. He is pulling away from the 20 truck.
This is gonna come down to how far back does the 15 fall?
And you've got to remember, when we're this far into a run, while yes, Ellison can get the draft from the 8, if he doesn't have the same corner speed and the 8 makes that distance back up in the corners, you're never going to catch him. So let's go indeed. Let's find the 15 truck. He's 22nd now, but he is on the top.
That's...
Oskin's almost thinking about making it 3 wide. If the top line is not really known to have a lot of speed when you're 3 wide. Oh, Oskin almost clipped the 39 truck, by the way. 24th there at the start-finish line for Qualls. The Sandfer needs him to lose position to Fitzwater.
We're back.
A position to Oskin and somebody else back here. But we're at 9 to go, so time's running out. This is when the top's going to come in, and
Oh, Qualls thought he tried.
He's still middle 3 wide, still middle 3 wide.
But you could tell he got a little bit desperate there. He knew he needed to try and get to that inside line. And desperation paid off.
Still 20, now he's 23rd, trying to pass Edwin Mendez. Sandfer still leads up front, 3/10 over James Ellison, and they're gonna catch the 88 of RJ Bishop, I think. So this could get really interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Deaver is making his way back towards the front. Remember, Deaver needs Qualls 24th or back, and he needs to get to the lead.
Yeah.
And now Sandfer is under fire from Jonathan Wong and Dylan Young in 3rd. But there's the 88 truck. A second and a half off pace.
They might catch him.
It's going to be close. See, he's in the 3 there. We're going to be hitting 6 to go next time by, but Sandfer's got to fend off Jonathan Wong here, because if he doesn't win the race, then it doesn't
throws
even
out that 26th anyway. Yeah.
that throws out that 26 and pushes it down to a 32nd, which isn't even going to happen. The farthest Qualls can fall is 31st. Wong is all over the bumper of the 8. Depending how Sandfer gets by Bishop, it might not even matter. If he can get by and lose the field this late in the race, I'd say that's game over. But they are single file.
42 is going to make a move for 3rd.
And that's going to take away some of the backdraft from the 94. Dylan Young is going to hold strong. Like we said, when the tires get worn, it's harder to pass. But how they pass the 88 could mean everything. Where is the 15? 15 is up to 19th place.
I think it's going to be more fun to watch what happens to the 88 and who he blocks.
Sandfer's going to get past the 88. The 94 is going to get held up from being stuck on the bottom.
Not too much, though.
Not too much, though. Wong's still there. 4 to go. We'll go back to Qualls. He is on the bottom line. Up to 17th now. So, going for 16th here. So, Qualls pushing it down to the floor late in the game.
And now starting to close in on the 88.
And unless the 88 gets put to the bottom or Qualls gets shuffled to the top.
4 wide, 4 wide.
Are we 4 wide? We are 4 wide back there.
Behind him.
This could cause a caution.
They're going to get it down to 3, I think. Going into 1. Yep.
Barely.
I'm amazed they actually made that work.
The 3 to go. Back to Qualls. 88 truck is right here. Deaver's actually having issues. Deaver's going to get stuck behind the 88. And it looks like Qualls will be all set. So we're going to go to the battle because it is a battle. And Jonathan Wong has passed Sandfer. And that will
throw that out. Okay.
It's going to help Qualls breathe a sigh of relief, but with 2 to go, fight's on. And look who's shown up into the top 5. Mike Turner in the 33 truck.
I haven't mentioned him once all race.
I don't think we've mentioned him at all. I haven't barely mentioned him all season.
Isn't that funny when someone you don't mention all season just magically shows up there?
But we're going to have a heck of a fight here. Wong is leading the race. Remember, only Baran Oscus and Ace Rogers are the Truck Series regulars who have won races this season. Wong is trying to
hit.
That was Alexander Rowe. We might have an issue with fuel here too. Wong is trying to be the 3rd one on that list. Dylan Young having problems passing Charles Sandfer. And they are still side by side for 2nd. I think that's going to settle it between.
That's going to seal it.
It's gone. Yep, he's pulling away there. So off of turn 4, it'll be Jonathan Wong closing out the season with a win.
And Qualls wins the title.
Qualls will come home 13th. Talk about passing trucks at the end of the race. So your Season 2 NRSL Aces Republic of Gamers Truck Series champion, currently unofficial. We're waiting to see everything pass, make sure everything ends up official here before we call it.
Sudden DQ.
Sudden DQ, yeah, that would be bad. Cole Deaver is coming home 20th from the looks of things. And there it is, it's official. James Qualls is your champion.
Woo!
Oh my gosh. Dylan Young's going to end the season with a 2nd place finish. Tried to get that 3rd win. Couldn't quite get there. Like the beginning of the season opener, a Chevy's going to go out on top.
Sandfer gave it a good effort there to try and
Yep, 3rd place effort by the 8 truck. Definitely one of the guys to beat all season long. And it's kind of cool, honestly, to see, while James Qualls is a Cup Series driver, 1 Cup win to his name at a super speedway at that, to come and win at Texas and then win at Pensacola, and then to finish 13th after starting 36th. It just shows that they proved that they were the team to beat. Mike Turner came home 4th. Sorlin finally with a finish. respective of his starting position, ends up 5th. Gatlin Downey 6th, Levi McIntyre 7th, James Ellison 8th, RJ Reynolds 9th, and the defending winner, didn't even see him. Keith Rich made it up to 10th after being outside the top 30 when we were looking at him earlier.
Not a bad rebound at all.
So Qualls finishes 13th, Sandfer 3rd, Deaver 20th, Zach Rogers 31st, and Johnny Gardner 33rd, as I believe we had Alexander Rowe and Connor Turpin pit late. Not sure why. Apparently, they didn't get enough fuel in the trucks under the caution.
Yay, third in points, possibly second.
I believe you're second with your 3rd place finish.
Most likely, but I know I'm at least third, so I'll say that one.
Definitely second because 3rd place gets 5 more points than 5th. So,
okay.
not even a question. But that will do it here. Your 14 races are done, as you can see. And James Qualls is your champion. So, thanks again to Charles Sandfer for coming out here in the booth.
It's a pleasure, anytime.
Anytime, yep. And see what 2019 holds. It'll actually probably be less awkward having someone not on the track, as will be myself, commentate the race. Because then you think we have third eyes or something in the sky. But anyways, it's like I got a TV screen here in the cockpit while I'm driving. But that'll do it from Homestead. And at the time of this video coming out, hopefully already an info video about the 2019 plans. If not, hopefully a teaser coming on the way soon. But like I said, that's all I got. There will be a separate video about all that stuff I still have to make that you'll have probably seen by this date. But that's it. Jonathan Wong is your winner. James Qualls is your champion. And funny enough, just like in Cup Charles, the 2017 Cup champ drove a Ford, the 2018 champ drove a Ford. In the trucks, the season 1 champion drove a Toyota, and now the season 2 champion drove a Toyota. So I guess
Conspiracy.
I guess we know who
Conspiracy.
the top dogs are in each body style. I guess I'll have to run 2 series with the Xfinity cars, and we'll see if Chevy ends up being on top both seasons. But I'm prolonging the inevitable.
That's what they need.
Yeah, that's what Chevy needs. Maybe Dodge too. You know. That's
No,
it.
Dodge just needs something manufacturer that they're the only manufacturer.
Yes, indeed. That's going to do it, though, from here in Homestead. And everyone have a good night. And thanks again, Charles, coming out.
You're welcome.